This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, guys. This is Doug Jones. I'm the Director of Affiliate Marketing for Solar Connection Network. We're going to get started here in about a minute. So while we're doing that, if you want to write down my phone number, it's 541-639-8048. And if you want to email me, it's dougjones@solarconnectionca.com. Don't forget the CA. Doug Jones at solarconnectionca.com. So guys, the topic today is going to be, as usual, why 7 million California homeowners should go solar this year, how you can earn thousands of dollars in the solar gold rush. Actually, you can earn $1,000 a day. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then easy ways to start a solar conversation. This all comes down to simply talking to homeowners and opening their eyes to the fact that they can save an amazing amount of money. So we'll show you easy ways to have that conversation. Eric Whiteside, the founder of the company, will be sharing that in just a minute. And then how to show the solar savings calculator. That's the only thing you really need to learn how to do to get them to want to have a consultation with one of our experts. And that's your job, is to simply set up that appointment. So all you need to do is be able to show that solar savings calculator. It takes about 3 or 4 minutes, and it is almost 100% effective because the savings are so crazily huge. And then how to submit a qualified referral so that you can actually get business in the system and get paid. So we'll cover all that in about half an hour. So get your track shoes on. Here we go. So solar electricity, guys, is a game changer. If you don't know that, you want to watch our Why Solar, Why Now video on our website. Don't have time to go into that today, but there's 5 reasons why solar is just the right thing to do, and right now is the right time to do it. So in a nutshell, going solar is a very smart thing to do. Right now is the smartest time to do it because of some incentives that are going to be going away shortly. And here's the key. Most homeowners do not know this. Most homeowners have no idea that by going solar, they can save tens of thousands of dollars, literally. They can start saving immediately with no money down. And tax credits and financial incentives that are very significant, guys, are ending this year. So they need to get this done this year. And they're busy, they're not paying attention, and so you need to interrupt them, the people you know, your friends, associates, colleagues, clients, people you meet, and let them know that they should check this out this year because of these huge tax incentives that are going to start to go away. So guys, here's how you make money in the solar gold rush. First of all, you recognize that almost 1 million homes in California have already gone solar. That means this is not a weird speculative thing. It's going to be the norm of the future. But what that means also is it leaves about 7 million of these people who are too busy to pay attention right now, who should get that done this year. So our job is to interrupt those people, let them know that they should check this out, and set them up with a free consultation. So guys, in California, every tract is going to look like this next year. Every new tract going in must, by law, have solar. When that happens, everybody you know is going to want to have solar. When they drive by a new home tract and they see that every home has solar on the roof, they're going to want to know why they don't, right? And so they're going to want to do that. Also, it'll be harder to sell a home in California when every new home and most of the existing homes have solar. So for all those reasons, right now is a time that everybody you know should go solar, which means there's a massive potential to make money. So don't you think that every one of those 7 million plus homeowners who have not yet switched to solar would prefer to put tens of thousands of dollars over the next 20 years into their own retirement accounts as opposed to sending those same dollars to the electric company? I think you'll agree the answer 100% of the time is going to be yes, they would rather do that. So now is the perfect time for them to go solar and start doing that because, guys, the overall net cost will never be lower due to the 30% federal tax credit and substantial state incentives that are in place now that are going away. And because the net cost will never be lower, the net savings will never be larger. So now is definitely the time to go solar. You just need to get the word out to people, open their eyes, and then set them up with a free consultation. So what's possible for the people you refer is they can save tens of thousands of dollars and invest those savings for their future instead of sending that money to the utility company. What's possible for you is to be a hero to your clients, help the earth go green, earn serious green yourself in our referral program, and that serious green is $600 to $1,000 or more per completed sale you refer. So this is significant, and there's monthly bonuses in any month that 3 sales are completed that you referred. In addition to that, you earn $250 per completed sale referred by somebody in your team. What is your team? Your team is anybody that you tell about our referral program who signs up, right? And so this is a 2-level affiliate program. So that means that you not only get paid a direct referral fee on the business that you refer, but you also get an override on business referred by somebody you've introduced to our team. And there's monthly bonuses on that side as well. So here's what you need to understand, guys. This is huge. There is no limit on how many homeowners you can personally refer. You can do 10 a day if you want to, because it only takes about 15 minutes, as I'll show you in just a couple of other minutes here. Also, there's no limit on how many professionals you can introduce to our solar affiliate program. So you can build your own solar referral army if you want to. So here's what it's worth to you for the business that you refer. If you just refer 3 sales that are completed in 1 month, it's, depending on the size of the systems, worth $2,200 to over $3,000 to you. Just 3, and it's going to take you about 15 minutes for each one of those referrals. And then if you have 10 completed sales that you referred in 1 month, that's worth $7,500 to over $10,000 to you. There's serious money on the table here, guys, but you've got to take action to get to it, and it doesn't take very much action because there's no experience required at all. You don't have to know anything more about solar than that homeowners can save tens of thousands of dollars by going solar, and why it's urgent to get it done in 2019 while all these huge, juicy incentives are still in place. So there's a simple 15-minute referral process. All you do is arouse curiosity about how much the homeowner can save, and you're going to do that by simply having a solar conversation. Eric is going to share his experience and how simple this is in just a minute or two. So stay tuned. Second step is to confirm the electric bill is greater than $150 a month on average, $1,800 a year. If it's less than that, it may not make economic sense. They might still want to go solar because it's the right thing to do, but for it to make economic sense, be a no-brainer, it needs to be at least $150 a month. Number 3, show the solar savings calculator. When Eric is finished sharing with you how simple it is to start the conversation, then I'll take you to our website, walk you through a solar presentation, solar savings calculator presentation with a homeowner. I'll just do a live one for you. So that'll be just a few minutes. And then offer a free, no obligation solar consultation with an expert. And then submit that referral by completing a simple 1-page solar savings analysis request form, and then uploading it to us along with 1 month electric bill from the homeowner. So that's it. That process takes 50. If you're slow, it might take 20 minutes, but it doesn't take much time, and you can earn, literally thousands of dollars by doing that a few times a month. So the important thing to understand here is that we're not looking for solar sales reps. That's not your job. We have solar sales reps. We're looking for referral partners who will just simply get the homeowner's attention to the idea that they should at least consider going solar this year. And when they can save tens of thousands of dollars potentially, that's a pretty easy conversation to have, as Eric will show you in just a minute. So this is just about referring interested homeowners who want to learn more about how they can benefit by going solar, and then letting our experts educate them. So all you need to be is a tour guide to the information and not personally a presenter of the information. We have excellent training 24/7, although this is so simple, it doesn't take much training, and a live affiliate support, which is me, right, during working hours. Once again, my name is Doug Jones. I'm the Director of Affiliate Marketing here, and my number, if you didn't write it down before, is 541-639-8048. That's 541-639-8048. Feel free to call me between 8 and 8 Pacific time. I'd be happy to, if I'm on the phone, I'll return your call. I'm on the phone a lot, so do leave a message, and I will look forward to helping you get some business going here. So once you make that referral, guys, we take it from there. Once we receive your referral, one of our experienced solar consultants will meet with your client via screen share or in person if they prefer, and then do a customized solar savings analysis for their specific property and their specific situation, because everybody's different. And that's why we need to have experts that can get all the information and give them an exact quote. So Solar Connection Network is part of Solar Connection Inc., which is the parent company, and a very credible company. We're green certified by the city of Los Angeles. That is a big deal. You can scroll down on any page on our website and find these badges. Then you can click on the badge and show what that means. Whoops. Forgot I'm not on the page. I'm on a website. I'm on a PowerPoint rather. So on the website, you can click there and it'll open up and tell you what being green certified by the city of Los Angeles means. That is very difficult to get and very prestigious, and only the best companies get that. So that's a big feather in our cap. Congratulations to Eric and his team for putting that together. We've been screened and approved by HomeAdvisor. We're 5-star at Yelp. Thumbtack, Renovate America, Y Green certified, and Better Business Bureau A rating. So you can feel very comfortable. We really value your referrals. We know that taking good care of them leads to more business. So we're committed to taking white glove care of your referrals every step of the way, and then keeping you and them informed every step of the way as well. So with that said, let me introduce the founder, visionary behind this company, the CEO, Eric Whiteside. And Eric has been doing this for a couple of years, has some great stories about how simple it is to have a solar conversation. So Eric, are you here?
I am, Doug.
Great. Just share with the guys, if you would, how easy it is to have these solar conversations. Give them a couple of suggestions of questions they might use to open that conversation up.
Sure, not a problem. Well, first of all, welcome everyone. I can't tell you how excited I am about this this opportunity that we're doing right here. Just and real quick, Doug, going back to what you were saying with the certifications. After I got off the phone with you, and just about 5 minutes ago, I just got another call from a company called Hewitt. They're the largest construction company in the United States and Northern America and Canada. I think they're like something about 15 or 56 billion dollars in assets. They wanted to discuss with me about doing a mock-up and solar installation on some buildings, which is something that not anybody can get. So we have their certifications and the experience to definitely take care of your customers. We're not a fly-by-night, which is the way that we wanted to build this company, and we are a woman-owned business, which is even more exciting. And I credit that to Julie. What I do when I speak to clients, I came from the financial services industry, and I've seen this program work, and it was amazing. When I first got into the business, or when it was presented to me about solar, I really didn't want to, I didn't want to hear anything about solar. I've heard a lot of stuff about solar, but it was my misconception about how it really works. I thought I knew, but I really didn't know. So when I went to the first presentation, I kind of understood how the cog and the wheels started working a little bit, and how everything kind of, fit in place. It made a lot of sense, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely a gold mine for anyone that's even in the mortgage industry, the insurance, financial industry, whether you're in HVAC, home remodeling, it doesn't matter, because what you're doing, the ultimate goal is, who does not want more money to put in their bank account, put in their pocket? There's no better way to do that than get it from the sun. Now that we have the technology, it's available, and the prices have come down to where people can afford it. The average homeowner, it's a no-brainer. So when I talk to people, or when I'm doing a little bit of fact finding, some of the things that I'll do, and I'll give you an example. My wife and I were going to go out to dinner, and I didn't feel like driving. We're both tired, and I don't know how to order Uber, yet. And she got an Uber driver for us to go to the restaurant. And as I was in the car, I started talking, as just my personality. I started asking the Uber driver, how does he like driving for Uber? What made him decide to do this business, and driving for the company, and how has it worked out for him? And he told me that he was originally worked for the telephone company, but every year at this time they lay off for like some kind of a hiatus, because they're going to be gathering projects for out of state that they send them to. I guess he was on some kind of a partnership program, or a vendor with them. Anyhow, he asked me what I did, and obviously the conversation goes on. He says, well, what do you do? I says, well, I show people how to save money by going solar. He goes, well, how does that work? So I said, well, that's a good question. As soon as we pull over, I'll show you something that'll actually blow your mind away. So we got to our destination, and wife's ready to go to dinner. And I said, well, let me just show you this real quick. And I pulled out the calculator, and I said, well, how much is your electric bill? He's $150 a month. Put that in the calculator real quick. It took me less than a couple of minutes. And I said, this is how much money you're spending in electricity. And, with the way that the energy is today, you're going to have an average 6% increase every year on what that energy bill is going to go up. Okay, and that's kind of a very conservative number actually. But anyhow, I showed them actually in the first year, this is what you've paid for electricity, and the second year it's going to go up 6%. So this is your number, and then on and then on. So I could say, look, in 10 years, this is how much money you spent for electricity. So when you start getting the 5, 10, 15, 20 years, then it starts to really hit them like, oh my gosh, you know, I spent a lot of money on electricity. You know, it can go anywhere up to, depending on the person's bill, you know, a couple $100,000. So I think in his case it was, you know, almost 100,000 or something like that. He goes, that's amazing. That would be amazing to be able to put back into my bank account so I could help my grandchildren, you know, and put some money away for them to go to college. And that's when I said, this is the best thing for you. So when can I set up an appointment to show you how this works? That's all I did. And you know, after showing him how much money he can put away in that little calculator thing that we have in the little presentation, it was already sold on the appointment. I scheduled the appointment, went to his house, and you know, when I was there with him, I said, you know, I also do insurance. And his wife goes, well, we need some of that as well. So when I was there, I not only did I do the solar, but I also sold 6 policies, okay, life insurance policies, just by that one Uber driver. On top of that, I got 2 referrals. One that also wanted to be in the financial services business, okay, and then she also got a solar. So out of that whole presentation, just by me going to dinner and talking to an Uber driver, I got 2 installations out of that, and I did a total of 8 policies, because I did every one of the grandchildren in the household, and then the husband, which he wanted to insure. And I think my ended up making profit on that was something around $13,000. So that was just going to dinner, and it was the easiest thing I could do, and it took me less than 2 minutes to go there and explain to him and show him how much money that he was actually losing. You know, this isn't really rocket science. It's just you basically have to, and what I tell everybody is master the calculator so you're not fumbling around with it. You know, practice with somebody, show people, you know. And here's another way that you can also, and I've also sold policies, you know, this way, by showing friends, say, hey, listen, I'm designing this new calculator, or I'm learning this new calculator. I want to play around with it, and you know, give me some examples. These are people that I know that own homes, so you know, I'll put their numbers in. I'll say, well, what do you pay for electricity? And they'll tell me, and I'll say, okay, let me put this number in here. Okay, so let's see what this is, and I'll show them, and I'll say, okay, oh, I see right here where it says that you can save this much money. Well, that's amazing. Well, now that person who I'm showing this calculator to, who you know is trying to help me out, and as a friend of mine, you know, is training on the calculator, is now thinking, well, wait a second, I need some of this. I want solar. So that's another way to generate an actual, you know, lead or a sale, because if you don't know what you're doing, that's the perfect person to speak with, because they're your friend. They're not going to judge you. You're not selling them. And then you can just say, well, great, let's just gather your information. Let's go get your electric bill and see what we can do and what you can qualify for. That would help me out a lot, even put me through the complete process. And you would just download their, you know, their information, put their electric bill in, or utility bill, and you know, somebody at the office here will call them. At that point, you don't need to worry about any high pressure sales, because we don't need to do a high pressure sales. We're just going to talk to the customer on the phone, and we'll just let them know that, you know, how do you plan on, you know, paying for the solar system? Is it going to be, do you plan on maybe financing it, or other options, or cash, or however you're finding? There's certain questions that we'll ask, and then we'll put them through the process, and we'll just say this is a no obligation, you know, proposal. Obviously, we do have a, you know, a price match guarantee, even after you sign the contract, you know, and up to the 3-day right of refusal. So there's really no reason for them not to proceed with everything that we, you know, are going to show them, because we're going as an educational base and how much money we can actually show them they can put back in their pocket. So they appreciate that more, instead of being slammed in, well, let me sell you a solar panel. And you know, our close ratio on that is, you know, extremely high. I don't have the actual numbers. I'm not going to give you a definitive number and lie to you about that, but I know it's extremely high. The ones that we don't might not sell, because their panel their electricity usage might be too low for us to even help them, and it might not make sense. So instead of us trying to sell them something that they might not need because they're under $100 a month, but they were giving the sales rep, let's say, their electric bill, because it included like raw water and trash and everything else, it was miscalculated at that time. That's the only reason. Those are very far and few between. But anyhow, talking to people about saving money or their utility bill is how you're going to get these people to give you this information. And it's not rocket science. I promise you, everybody pays. If you got a home, you're paying electricity. And if you have kids, most likely you're paying a lot of electricity. I know my children leave the lights on. They're in one room, but in the other room, they got the TV going with, because the dog's got to watch TV in the other room. And then the cat's got to watch the television in the other room so they don't feel lonely. And I got every light in the house because they don't, for whatever the reason is. But my bill usually skyrockets. So, those are people that you want to look out for, if they have children, if they own a home, and you just want to show them something. You want to share with them something that might benefit them. So you're not going into to actually sell that person, and let the person decide what they want. If they want to proceed further, then you just fill out the information. But I promise you, this is the easiest thing you could ever do. It doesn't get any easier, and don't overthink it. And that's what I do in a nutshell. Today, matter of fact, and here's another one. I went and met with somebody that I do HVACs for, air conditioning units. And he's come into our office to present to us some of the manufacturers that they represent. And we're working on a job together. And he knows that we do solar. And he came up to me last week and he said, listen, I know that you guys do solar. How does that work? Would that benefit our customers? I was just waiting for you to come up to me and ask me that question. So yes, it can. I met with the owner of this HVAC company. They do a lot of units a month. And when I showed him the calculator, says, well, this is what you guys can do. I showed him the number. He says, well, yeah, my electric bill is actually $585 a month, because I was going to do $250 and show him. But he says, no, I'm $585. We put that number in. I showed him what his numbers were going to be. It ended up becoming a 14K system. And he was like, this is amazing. I never even thought about how much money I could save. So yeah, I definitely need to get a system. So we're going to put the process through. But not only that, he says, you know what? Why aren't we offering this to our customers? Because we're already doing an HVAC system with these people. You know how much money that they can save? Matter of fact, that savings could most likely even pay for the HVAC system that they're putting on their roof. I said, absolutely. So he's all excited now that he's going to go through all of his book of business of people that he's done HVACs for, and these are even commercial, residential, and so on, and let them know about this amazing opportunity. And that's how it's done. It's just basically getting in front of people and talking to them about, in California, everyone's going to need to go solar regardless. So, those people that aren't on board right now are going to lose out major, because, there's certain things that the electric companies have. They have certain price rates, and now they're going to do another price adjustment again. I don't know exactly when, but it's not going to be beneficial for the people that have the solar on there, or the new people that are going to get solar installed on their roofs. Just like the people in the beginning that first got solar and had the dollar for dollar energy that they sell back to the utility company. Well, it's still like that today with what they call as net metering 2.0. When they go to 3.0, most likely it's not going to be like that. And they're going to change all the demand charges and all the other energy usages and the tiers that people and what time they use the electricity for. So I can guarantee their rates are going to go up dramatically. So if they don't do it, they're going to miss out on that. And on top of that, we have a 30% tax credit right now that is a dollar for dollar tax credit. So why wouldn't you have those taxes offset the price of your system? I mean, that's huge. And when those are gone, those are gone. The new administration does not want to approve any more extensions. So, that's another advantage you want to really speak to your clients about. So right now it's kind of like getting on the Apple, You know, when Apple first started out, would you have wanted to invest in the company? Well, absolutely. It's the same thing. Right now, this is the gold rush, and those people that are going to take the opportunity and do something are going to benefit, and the ones that are going to procrastinate because they don't understand it, you know, they're going to unlikely not be as fortunate, and they're going to really, you know, hate themselves. So, you know, that's our mission. And on top of that, you know, we're really doing the best thing for the planet. You know, we're reducing greenhouse gases, and, you know, we're doing something for the environment. So if that's your motivation to do something, you have children and you want to see your children grow up in a much cleaner environment, then absolutely, that's another mission. But you got to really know your why, and be on these calls, guys. You know, these calls are important. You get to know the current events that are going on and what our bonuses are, and get involved in that cacao that we have, or not, I'm sorry, not cacao, but it's called WhatsApp. So, you know, post how many sales you plan on, or presentations that you plan on making that week, because you got to set goals. Without those goals, you know, you're not going to know what your target number is. And what I mean by target number is every week I set down how many people I'm going to speak to, how many people I speak to I'm going to do a presentation for, and then how many are actually going to sell. So I know that I can hit certain numbers within a week, and it's simple. And I'm running the company where I have other construction stuff going on. So it's not like you can be too busy not to do this. It's very simple. And you just got to go out there and do it. You know, like the Nike commercial, just do it. So, you know, that's pretty much what I have to say, Doug. You know, I just want to, you know, really say, master that calculator. Don't be afraid to talk to people, you know, and if, you know, this is the easiest thing that you can do. And unless you jump in with both feet and just do it, you're going to miss out. So, you know, that's basically, that's it in a nutshell.
That's great, Eric. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I have one question that I'm sure somebody has, and that is, if they're calling somebody to introduce this to them, they're not with them like you were with the Uber driver. What would you say in that conversation to, you know, start the conversation and arouse curiosity about the solar savings?
So if I'm calling someone, like, let's say like maybe a friend or
yeah, you got a friend or a neighbor, you're going to call them and you know, get them to watch the income, you know, look at the solar savings calculator. How would you start that conversation? What would you say to them when they pick up the phone?
That's a good question. So what I do is, you know, it's not rocket science. I'll call my, you know, people on the phone that I do know, or when I started this, and I asked them, I said, hey, listen, you guys have a house, don't you? And I straight out ask them, listen, do you know how much you spend a month on your electricity? And if they don't know, I'm saying, well, then get your wife. Let me ask her. You know, let's look something up. I have a calculator that I want to show you something that blew my mind away, because I couldn't believe how much money that I was actually throwing away. And it's as corny as it sounds. You know, I say, listen, I also want to show you this video, you know, that you can watch that will go a little bit more in depth. But man, how much money I can save on my electricity bill by going solar. I can put tens of thousands of dollars back in my pocket, you know. Or when I first joined with when I was doing our insurance company, I would call people up. I say, listen, I want your advice on something. I'm looking into this thing about solar. I don't know a lot about it, but I was wondering, since I trust you as my friend, you're going to tell me if it's a waste of my time or if it's something that you know could see becoming something. Would you mind spending a few minutes with me and going over this with me? And your friend's not going to say no. They're going to be absolutely. So then you get them on the phone, and I do a web presentation back with like a go-to meeting, and then I would just put those numbers in with their electric bill, and then that's what I would basically use that, and I would sell systems. And I'd say, but if you know somebody, you know, they also have a bonus program on top of that where you get paid on the referral fees. So, you know, people will sell themselves if you just lead them to the tools, you know, especially when it comes to money. But
and especially when they're saving tens of thousands of dollars, Guys, this should be the easiest conversation you've ever initiated about anything. Thank you, Eric. I know you got to run because you got a lot going on, my friend. So thanks for taking the time to join us on this webinar today. And guys, stay tuned. I'll show you how to get to that calculator right now, and we'll show you how to walk a homeowner through it. Thanks again, Eric. So guys, once again, if you're coming in late, my name is Doug Jones. I'm the Director of Affiliate Marketing for Solar Connection Network. If you need help from me, my number is 541-639-8048. I'm generally available 8 to 8, and I'm on the phone a lot, so do leave a message if you call. I will return your call. And if it's not urgent, then email is a little bit handier. So that is dougjones@solarconnectionca.com. Don't forget the CA, solarconnectionca.com. So let's talk about how you do the solar calculator presentation. There's two ways you can do it. You can do it in a screen share, and if you've never done a screen share, it's totally simple. People can see what's on your screen by you using a tool called join.me. You just go to join.me in a browser. The .me is a domain like .com. So go to join.me, and you can download their app for free. It might give you a trial version. When they say your trial's up, you need to pay for the pro version. You do not. Just keep using it for free. And so that's join.me. That's what I normally use. A newer one that seems to be very popular with a lot of people is zoom.com. Does the same thing. So either one of those is fine. They're both simple to use for you and for the person you're calling. So what happens with Join Me is that you'd have somebody go to join.me on their browser. When they land on the join.me homepage, there's two choices. They could start a meeting or join a meeting. You just tell them to join a meeting, and then because you initiated the meeting, will have a code. And you give them that code. They put in that code, hit enter, and they see your screen. It's that simple. And Zoom.com I don't use, but I'm assuming it's equally simple. At any rate, screen sharing is a great way to save incredible amounts of time. I'm in the life insurance business as well as working with Eric here, and I've not actually driven to see a client, nor has a client driven to see me for over 5 years. So just doing things virtually is the future. So if you're not used to that, you probably want to get used to it, because all business is going to be done that way as we move forward. So screen share is one way. Saves you a lot of time. You don't have to be anywhere. But if you are with somebody, then you just use your mobile phone or tablet. And the calculator is designed vertically, so on a mobile phone you can just scroll down. And I'll show you what I mean here as we go through this presentation. So the way you find the calculator is you go to our affiliate site, which is www.solarconnectionca. Don't forget the CA. www.solarconnectionca.net. Remember, .com is our company website. .net is our affiliate site with all the tools for you guys. So solarconnectionca.net. And what I'm going to do right now is take you there. So here it is. This is actually a live website. There's 4 tabs on the landing page here. The Join Our Team is simply a link to the video that describes our affiliate program. So if you're recruiting somebody to be part of your solar referral team, just have them click on Join Our Team, and they'll be able to watch that 11-minute video there that explains the program and why solar is a smart thing to be involved in right now because of the solar gold rush that's going on. The second link is the one you'll use. Property owners would go here. That's all just a redirect back to our main company site. And the SSA request form, that's the form you're going to use to submit a qualified referral. So there's a link right here on the front page for that. There's also a link from the inside under existing referral partners. So once you click on existing referral partners here, if my computer wasn't so slow, we would be right there. This is what we call the referral partner dashboard. The solar savings calculator is right on top here. And then there's another link called referral tools, and the third one called referral training. Right now, the back office and referral fee calculator are dead links. There's nothing there right now. So it's the top 3. The training is just a couple of videos. This video will be added to the mix there as soon as it's edited. The referral tools also has a link to the solar savings calculator, so you can come off that main menu, or if you're already on the tools menu, you can also click solar savings calculator. You'll go to the same place. And on the tools, there's some very nice marketing materials here that you might want to take a look at. They're fillable PDFs. So you can actually type in your name and phone number or email address, whatever. You just click right here to go download them where it says go to download section. and you can fill in your info and then print them, and it will look very sharp. Whoops, where did we go here? Oh, there we go. So that's the marketing materials. The solar savings request form is how you submit a referral. I'll get back to that in a minute. But right now, I just want to show you the solar savings calculator. So you just click on the calculator. And the great news here, guys, is there's only 2 numbers you need to put into this calculator, and you don't have to know them because you're going to ask the homeowner what they are. And so the only 2 numbers you need to know is what is their average cost of electricity. Let's say they're spending $2,400 a year on electricity. That would be $200 a month on average. So you put the average in here, not the highest, not the lowest, not the annual, but the average monthly cost. That's the annual divided by 12. And then down here, this next yellow box, you put how much they expect that bill to go up by every year. Eric uses 6% here. Whoops, for some reason that is not changing. There we go. I use 5%, and I only use 5% if the client doesn't think it's going to be more. So the way I present this to the client, the homeowner, I've got them, I've used the questions that Eric gave you a little while ago to create the meeting, and now we're in the solar presentation. I'm just going to say, great. So what is your average monthly cost of electricity? Not the highest, not the lowest, just the average throughout the year. And if they say, well, I spend $2,400 a year, then that would be $200, and you'd put that number in right here. Then I'm going to say, and how much do you expect that to go up percentage-wise every year on average? And if they don't know, because a lot of people don't pay much attention to that, the average historically in California in the last few years has been 6% a year. San Diego Gas and Electric has been a bit higher. LADWP has been a bit lower, but Edison and Pacific Gas and Electric, which are most of California, have both been 6-point-something% per year for the last 3 or 4 years. A lot of people think that that will be going up because the cost of the fires that just ravaged California, the utilities incurred huge multi-million-dollar costs in that, and the Public Utilities Commission has already authorized them to pass that through to the ratepayers. So that some people think it could be as high as 11% a year for a number of years. So if that's the case, then obviously this is going to be pretty conservative, but I use 5% because it'll certainly be at least that much. That's kind of the bottom of the range. And I just want to be ultra conservative and not overstate the case here. I'd rather under-promise and over-deliver on the savings rather than over-promise. So I use a conservative 5% for the rate increase, and this just shows what's going to happen in the future based on these assumptions. Based on a $200 a month bill now and a 5% increase per year, you're going to see that next year this $200 will go to $210. In year 3, it would be $221, then $232, $243. And for the first 5 years, it goes up just 1 year at a time, just to give them the idea of how this is being calculated. Then we skip in 5-year increments. You can see it goes to year 10, year 15, year 20, and year 25. We've highlighted that because we're using that for the example throughout. In year 25, that $200 using the same amount of electricity, but increasing the cost of 5% a year would go to $645 a month on average. That's $7,740 a year. And that means that from today until then, if these assumptions are correct, they would send to the utility company a total cumulative amount of $114,545. Now, if I'm talking to a homeowner at this point, I'm going to pause and let that sink in. And then I'm going to say, so would you rather redirect most of that $114,000 to a cash accumulation account for your retirement? Or would you just like to continue sending it to the utility company? And guys, so far, nobody's ever failed that test, right? It's pretty obvious. And so then we go down to this next. If you're on a cell phone, by the way, all this is, you can still see it fine. And you just scroll down to the next section. So this is your estimated solar savings. And this is a ballpark estimate. It's very important to let them know that this is not specific. This is just a real quick and dirty estimate to let them know how big the magnitude of the savings probably is. But what we want to do is just convince them that it's well worth 30 minutes with a solar expert to find out if it does make sense for them to go solar, and if so, specifically how much they can save based on their specific home, what direction the roof faces, how much solar energy falls on their spot on Earth, and then the computers know all these things, so they can actually calculate it very close. So we want to sell the appointment. All we're selling here, guys, is the appointment with that solar expert who's got that great technology. So this estimate that we've created in this program here is estimating this $200 a month bill is going to take a 6 kilowatt solar system to replace that and get rid of that electric payment. So we're assuming a 6 kilowatt system, and there's two ways they can pay. Well, actually, there's a million ways they can pay for it, but there's two extremes. One is they could pay all cash, and the other is they could put nothing down and finance the whole thing, right? So we show the two extremes, paying cash or zero down payment with 100% financing. By the way, if their credit score is 650 or better, that financing is 3.99% fixed for 20 years. Isn't that awesome? That is an amazing fixed rate. And then after 20 years, they own the system outright and there's no more payments. So in the case of paying cash, they own the system and they get the tax credits. In the case of zero down payment, you own the system. If I'm talking to the homeowner, so you'll own the system and you'll get the tax credits. And in the case, if you pay cash, you're going to maximize your savings because you won't have any payment for the equipment. If you do a zero down payment, then without any money out of pocket, you'll begin to experience these savings, and you won't save as much because you're going to make a payment for the equipment, right? So in the case of paying cash, the net cost after the tax credits that they would pay, they'd get the tax credit back at tax time. But after all the dust settles, we're estimating they'd pay about $18,500 here. And that $12 a month for the electric is the hookup fee. You can't get away from the hookup fee. You have to be hooked to the electric company still because you need electricity at night, right? But during the day, you're going to produce more than you need, sell it back to the utility company, and so it's going to net out your cost of electricity to zero. So if we design it correctly, which is always our goal. In the case of zero down payment, they're not going to have any out-of-pocket cost, but they are going to have a payment for the equipment. So we're assuming 100% financing. It's going to be about $193 at that 3.99 rate for the system, and the $12 for the hookup, so it'd be about $201. Notice that they're paying about $200 now, and with no money out of pocket, it's about $201. So if I'm doing this with a homeowner and this is their situation, we say, you're not going to save any money first year. The savings is going to come downstream because remember, this is a fixed rate loan of 3.99% fixed for 20 years. So you're going to make that $195 payment every month for 20 years. Then it goes away to zero and you own the equipment outright. But this will never go up. That'll always be the same. Remember, up here, every single month, the utility company or every single year rather, the utility company is going to be charging you more. So that's how you explain that. Then in yellow here is the total savings. So in the case of paying cash in that 25-year period, they're going to save $110,000 that they would have otherwise sent to the utility company. In the case of zero down payment with no money whatsoever out of pocket, they can create $65,000 more dollars, actually $74,000 as you'll see in a minute because of the tax credit. But the savings would be $65,487. So that's with no money out of pocket. That's just magically created by simply redirecting the money they would otherwise be sending to the utility company to their own cash accumulation account. So what can they do with that money? That's the third part of this is what's the potential growth of those savings under different scenarios. So remember, if they paid cash, we said they have $110,000 savings. In the case of no money down, they still have $65,000 in savings, but they also have those tax credits. Remember that? So if they did nothing with the money, if they simply write themselves a check for the money they would otherwise have sent to the utility company, and then cash that check, turn it into green cash and put it in a mattress or something, or in mason jars and bury them in the backyard like my grandmother used to do. If that's what they were doing and they're not getting any rate of return on that cash, then with the tax credit, this top first year is the tax credit coming back right here. So with that first year money factored in from the tax credit plus the savings every year, with paying cash, they would have $118,000 in that mattress after 25 years. That's all money they would have otherwise sent to the utility. In the case of zero down, they're going to get that tax credit, and then they're going to get the $65,000 savings. So in 25 years, they're going to have $74,000 of extra cash laying around. That's with no rate of return at all on that money. So doesn't it make sense to get a free solar savings consultation to find out if you can do this? Of course. So what if they get the money into a bank, and the bank starts paying as much as 2%, which is not, they're not paying that much now, but they might. So let's say that they could get 2% on average on this money. That would take that $75,000 up to $90,000 with no money out of pocket, just putting in the bank at 2%, and $150,000 in the case of paying cash. But the insurance companies today have some excellent long-term cash accumulation products that, because they're in an insurance policy, have no taxation ever, either as it grows or when you take it out. It's a pretty cool thing. And they have, they're indexed to the markets, but not exposed to market risks. There's no market risk at all. And I've seen those as high as 8.65%, but I'm going to be real conservative and say 5% risk-free, tax-free rate of return on this money. If that were the case, then that $75,000 becomes $127,000 they created with no money out of their pocket at all, extra money for their retirement, simply by going solar and redirecting that money that they would have otherwise sent to the utility company into their own cash accumulation account, along with the $9,000 tax credit. Over here, in the case of paying cash, that would be almost $250,000 extra for retirement. So my question, Mr. Homeowner, is would it be worth 30 minutes of your time for a free consultation with somebody who's got the software to tell you exactly how much you can save and whether or not it makes sense even for you to do it? And so I think you'll find that in 99.9% of the cases, if they let you do this presentation, the answer to that question is going to be yes, they would like to do that. So that is how you do the solar savings calculator presentation. And I did a little extra coaching talk through it, but if you do this with a homeowner, where you're not teaching people how to do it with homeowners, it's about a 5-minute process. It's really that short, because by the time you get to this point right here, and you ask them if they'd rather redirect that money into their own savings rather than send to the electric company, you're pretty much done. They're sold on having that 30-minute consultation, because that's, you know, risk-free, no obligation at all. So anyway, let's go back to the page here. Now I'm going to go to the SSA request form. I'm not going to do this today. There's a video that walks you right through it, but I just want to show you how you get there. You've just got their agreement that they would like to have a consultation. So you just go here and click this button and fill in their information. It's a very simple one-page form, as you'll see. I'll just scroll through it in a minute when it opens up. And so the first thing you put in is your name and contact information. That's very important, so you can get paid, right, on that referral. And then you just put in, you know, their name, phone number, email. If there's a co-owner, you click yes here, open that up, put that in. And then the property details, address, city, state, zip, type of property, single family, 2 to 4 units, condo or townhouse. Condos and townhouses can go solar by law in California. They can't prevent that. Condition of the roof. And if they don't know, you just put not sure. It's, you know, if they know, it's helpful, but if they don't, it's okay. The only kind of roof we cannot do, guys, is a wood shake roof. So if it's a wood shake roof, then probably a no-go unless they want to replace their roof. But if they have a wood shake, they probably should replace it anyway. It's a major fire hazard. The electric bill, you'll have to get a copy of 1 month's electric bill. You can fill in this info from that. And then if they're interested in paying cash, or they have their own financing through their bank or something, then you just leave the default check radio button checked right there. If they would like to look at financing options from our finance companies, then you would check the lower button. It would open up some more questions you need to fill in for the financing. And then just put in the date and time that they would like a callback to have that phone consultation. Somebody in our office will confirm that that works and call them and confirm the appointment. And then you just click this little box. You got to click this box or it won't go in. I've shown the savings presentation. That's the calculator. So you have to show the calculator before this is a qualified referral. They need to have seen that. And then you upload the electric bill right here. You just have them send it to you as a PDF if you're not with them, or if you're with them, you can just scan it into your phone and then upload it from there. You could do an image, right, and upload the image. And then over here, it says I've uploaded a copy of the utility bill and additional comments. This is really important. Anything you know that's relevant to this decision on their part and to the installation of the solar should be put into this comment box so that you can communicate. This is how you communicate to the consultant that's going to be calling them to do the presentation and do the evaluation for them. So the additional comments is important. If you know any additional information at all, put it in there. And then you just hit submit after you've uploaded the file, and you're done. Then we take over, and the call will be, the appointment will be confirmed, and then the appointment will happen. And at each step of the way, you and the client and anybody involved will get an email, not only stating that this step just got completed, but what the next step is and how many days they expect before that'll happen. And that happens each time there's a progress step here. So you'll be informed every step of the way. Your client will be informed every step of the way. We'll take great care of them for you, and you'll end up with referrals from them because of the great job that we do and the huge amount of savings that they experience. So guys, you can make a fortune in the next 3 years in solar if you pay attention to this. So anyway, this is Doug Jones. I am the Director of Affiliate Marketing, signing off here. Let me go back to my slide. And so you can find me. Whoops, back one. So feel free to call me. That's my number right there, 541-639-8048. Or email me, dougjones@solarconnectionsca.com. Don't forget the CA. And if there's anything I can do to help you refer solar, that's what I'm here for. So have a great day, guys, and let's help the earth go green. Bye-bye.